What is going on, everybody? Bobby Fye and Eric Sheets-Haber. We're going to be talking through tonight's NBA 5-game slate. Look, we talked earlier. We did a little show, and basically for me, there's only. The one major thing that changed is that Embiid is out, and I still feel like the projection on Maxey didn't account even for that enough. It's too low in general. That's the major thing, and then also obviously we're gonna have some Andre Drummond potential in our lives possibly tonight. Also a big boost up to my other guy, Kata, on the other side. I feel like having Drummond there, the guy's a good rebounder, but he just leaves everybody, tries to block every shot. You can get offensive rebounds on him. Probably a boost for Kata. So basically that's the one different thing from what we talked about earlier that I see so far. What are you seeing, Sheets?
Yeah, that is, that's a big deal,
Yeah.
Because one of the things we were concerned about, Maxey, was that Embiid was going to play a few more minutes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he's right up there. I mean, I don't want to say it like this, but you probably should have either him or Shea in a good amount of your lineups, wouldn't you think?
I'd like to think so. It's going to be.
It's hard to do, you think?
Tricky with the value because there's like good plays in that next tier, sort of like we were talking about earlier. Like I think we talked about Ja and we talked about the guys who are a little bit cheaper that can probably get close enough. Like Keontae George is interesting. We also did lose Kevin Love, which I know it doesn't sound like much, but it opens up more for Filipowski and even more for Nurkic, to be honest. But I think Filipowski is going to be the answer now. That's my take. I think that he's easily the best value, at least at this moment of the day on the slate. And again, we can always that's the last game, so we can swap that one.
No, one thing I figured I would just put to the test here a little bit is you have from time to time, over the last, as long as I've known you, but as long as in this current iteration of Utah, I guess, been always a little, I don't want to say whatever, but cautious about getting too excited about Utah guys because they tend to play a lot of guys. And I want to add that it is a back-to-back for them today. So maybe it's possible that these Utah guys don't play as much as we think.
I think it's the opposite. I think they just play more. I think they just play more guys.
No, right. But I'm saying that you won't get like a huge amount of minutes from anybody.
Well, but we got a guy who's 4K, so that's the argument for.
Oh, I see.
I don't care about the 4K guys as much. You know what I mean?
Okay. What about marketing?
Yeah, that there is. I guess there's some concern on a play like that. For me personally, I don't know. Markkanen's a good real life basketball player. Kind of sad that we never seen him play in a game that matters at all. But even when he plays really well, he never puts up any sort of statistics, like any DFS numbers that we would use. There's no game he's had this season that I actually want from him. Not one.
Okay.
And he's played really well. But he literally, what's his high? 43 is the most fantasy points he scored this season. Can he outdo that? Absolutely. Yeah, he could crush that number. It's a back-to-back though, like you said, and he played 34 minutes last night.
Hey, is anybody out for the Celtics such that I'm getting 45% of Jaylen Brown?
Well, Jason Tatum.
No, Jason Tatum's out today. Okay. Just
the fact that Brown is probably a little bit too cheap. Without Tatum, what is Brown's average? Even though he's played well this year, but. Let me just take a look. They've all shot the ball horribly in Boston, so it's really hard to measure them. You know what I mean? They're just a weird team. Let me just see really quick something because I did not get to quite as much of him, but I don't mind it at all. His shooting numbers this year are, pretty much most of Boston. He started off pretty well, but he's actually been one of the better ones, but they're still not great. I think that's what the builds are going to do. So if we can maybe get a little bit frisky and force in some Maxey and some Shea and maybe get a little bit off the board. I don't know. I think it makes some sense and to try and reach for what definitely is thin value, but remember, it's still early enough. That Utah game, we've still got a couple hours. There might be somebody else sitting too. Like you just sort of mentioned, that.
Yeah.
The thing you mentioned about the Utah thing that appealed to me the most is it is a back-to-back. Maybe somebody else even sits. We don't that team just does weird stuff like that.
Maybe Lowry gets ruled out for some reason at the end of the day.
Something like that would be and then it's a slate changer that people may not prepare for. So maybe you maybe you just bump everybody up from that side who's a value piece. Of course, as I say this, so okay, Mamu is out tonight, which actually is going to be a little bit relevant. Let me just see something real quick.
Oh, there it is. Sandro Mamu.
Yeah, because now Toronto, I mean, Mamu was already looking like a great play. Obviously, he's not now. I'm trying to think of who it's going to be. We'll get it figured out before lock, but are they going to let Podol go and play real minutes? Maybe Podol just enters into that same center conversation. I think Podol. I'm trying to think. I think Podol might end up being the better play of the bigs. Where did we have him at before this? Yeah, the projection was pretty lousy, but I think it was.
Wait, I don't even know what team he's on. What is
he's
it?
on Toronto.
Oh, okay. Oh, still okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, they actually. I mean, Toronto's really trying to compete. This team has no interest in not trying to compete. But Mamu's they've been really good as a team with Mamu and not as good with Podol. But I do think that Podol, I think he's going to be the one we see get bumped up a bunch. All right, let's see real quick. I'm just going to do something real quick because I want to make sure I don't have this. Yeah, okay, good. I didn't change it.
You getting any too much or too little Siakam? He's like so expensive.
I mean, he's expensive. He's for what it's worth. Like I think he's been worth it. Like, but why am I playing him over the monster ceiling guys who always get there? Would be my initial thought.
Right.
You're not getting a major discount on him from Maxey. It's a discount, but it's not like a crazy one. And yeah, for whatever reason, I don't. And he did sit last, for rest. Maybe that isn't a bad idea. And again, I like anything that's going to be in the later game because you have time to decide. He's also going to be, I think, more popular than the other guys are going to be. That would be my guess. As of right now. Now, if we lose more stuff, people are going to force in the Shea and the Maxey. I just don't think I can do it. I like my big buy-in tonight. Like, to be honest, I don't think there's I can talk all this stuff and then just not play Maxey or Shea though, because I really believe that these are just under projections. I mean, the fact that they both average more than this, especially Maxey, and you take Embiid out, and Maxey's averaging 57.5 anyway. And they're playing against Boston, who does play fast, and their defense they have no rim protection, and they've had trouble sticking with the guards lately. So it feels like a good matchup, actually, which you wouldn't used to have said about Boston. But maybe individually it looks tough with Peyton Pritchard and Derek White, but they really have not been all that tough. Yeah, I think I'm leaning to that's what I would end up doing. And my guess is when it's all said and done, I think people are going to end up, there's going to be more news and people are going to end up with some of the Maxey and the Shea. But if these numbers were anywhere near, like even right now, okay, so the latest projection update, now SaberSim's got Maxey, not even with the projection being so high, but his ownership went from 5% projected to now 20%.
Oh, okay.
17%. Shea went from 3% to 13%. Siakam, they've got it 15%. I think those are all like reasonable numbers, but I think it actually is going to end up being a lot higher when all said and done. That's my guess. Because we haven't got the updates from Toronto yet.
And what do we think of the Andre Drummond play?
Yeah, we know what we're getting into, right? Like we've done it before. They smartly stopped doing the thing where they made him 3K on nights where he wasn't. You know what I mean? Where just because Embiid misses games. I mean, Drummond just put up 41 in his last game. When he's played over 20 minutes, I think it just makes too much sense not to do it. Could they go small and not use him? That's definitely a possibility. A little nerve-wracking for that side of it, but I think the upside is probably high enough to where I think he is the number one center play personally. Even though others I think will like this. And the projection is hot. Like it's a lot, Fab. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Everything I said, I might just say F it and look, I like to play Nurkic. I've always tried to play Nurkic in certain spots, and when other people didn't want to in the past. And I know he only played 25 minutes. This is the good news on the first of the back-to-back, but I don't remember Nurkic I mean, historically on back-to-backs, he has not been good. In the one back-to-back he's played this year, he actually played pretty well. But I just think this is too hot of a projection for me. And they do have other bodies. They don't need to play a traditional big against Indiana. You can play Filipowski. You could literally play Markkanen at the 5, no problem. So I'm going to probably just I'm not going to say I'm going to exit out, but I will end up under the field, even though right now Nurkic is currently my highest owned player. That's not going to happen. I actually think that Podol is the better play. If the projections seem to think that he can get more minutes, I do worry about the minutes with Podol, but I'm worried about the minutes with Nurkic too. I don't think this is automatic. We're going to play Nurkic a million minutes. I just don't. And I might change my mind if I get off to a great start. I'll have time to know. Like if I've got everything cooking, I don't mind eating a little bit of the chalk. But it just feels like when everybody's going towards this, and he's going to be 60% owned, 50% owned. I don't believe what the numbers say on him. He's going to, like with this projection, pretty much across the industry, I think he is going to end up like at least 50% owned, probably more like 60 or 70 in high buy-ins. And I think that's a good, like just sound fundamental thing to skip. That would be my take anyway. I'm going to re-update and wait for things before I do anything else. Let me just see. There was one other box out. I just want to make sure I was in my other tournaments because I didn't do that earlier. All right. And I'm waiting for, again, it's going to be hard to analyze until we get some more updated projections on the Toronto stuff. I'm believing that this can't be right without Mamu, that nobody really got any sort of. Am I crazy for this Podol idea? Tell me, chat. Like if there's people out there that think this is nuts, let me know. But we've seen. I mean, I know that they've got 4 legitimate scorers on offense now, separate from him. We've seen Podol put up huge numbers, especially like against Brooklyn. I think this is. I don't know. So Podol, we'll see where the projections say what they say about him. But I kind of like that play, and I know that. Sounds like I might be in the minority. Also, no one's going to want to do it because of the Drummond. So maybe you play him and Drummond. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to wait to see what these projections
I'm
say.
having some difficulties with FanDuel.
Like which part of it?
Like putting my lineups in.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not taking my entry file for some reason. I have to. What the hell's going on here? Save. It says all entries failed.
All right, let me take a quick look and see. That's weird. Did you try re-uploading them? That's
Still 0 entries updated successfully. 151 entries failed.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I don't know. This is not looking good here. Let's do this. I'll upload it to SaberSim. Today is, in fact, November 11th.
11/11. It should be my lucky day.
Okay.
You guys pop in any questions or thoughts while Sheets is going through this? We'll figure it out, I'm sure. But
I don't know. I was having trouble with FanDuel earlier today too. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Over at my existing entries. Okay, so here is the contest file. And let's go back to here. Lineups built. Yeah, so if you want to do tomorrow an NFL look, remember I'm gone Thursday.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me. And finally, some good game. There's like a lot of first week. I remember being seeing like 7 or 8 good games. All right, let me just take a quick look at the. So they have not many questions in the Discord. Sorry, in the chat. NBA Twitter. Just gonna make sure what this is. Is that true that that's Nico Harrison's Instagram, that he updated it and says unemployed?
So what is So Nico Harrison was fired. Is that the story?
Yeah, well overdue.
Okay.
I mean, it was one of the it's the worst trade in the history of sports. I don't think it's really like up for like I don't think there's another close second. I don't know.
Sure.
What would try and think of one?
I mean,
when has anybody in history? Was that?
I mean, how about Dallas picking? How about Herschel Walker for like the whole team?
Well, that's in hindsight, but at least Herschel Walker was like one of the best players in football. There was something, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's true. That's a good one. But I don't remember a 26-year-old generational talent ever in basketball. Anybody under 30, like generationally, who's like one of clearly the best 5 players and is going to be one of the best 20 players in the history of the game. I just never, I don't know. I can't see, especially like considering the city has a total love affair with him and that he's like, he's been there forever. I never will understand it. But yeah, I mean, the only people out there I see defending him ever are Skip Bayless. So I feel, and who was the other one? There's one other guy on Twitter who just loves to troll, who is still defending today that it was a great trade. And I'm like, what are they talking about? I think it's the worst. I don't know of another one that I could think of, but let's see.
I don't think that you can, I don't know. I think you have to let it play out. No.
Play what out? They're trying to trade Anthony Davis. They're the worst team in basketball, and they traded for an aging superstar who doesn't play basketball, like hardly ever. That's the only thing they trade. They didn't trade for Cooper Flagg. That had nothing to do with it. You can't get a bonus because your team was bad after you made the trade. I don't know. I'll never.
I mean, if you guys want to help me try to troubleshoot this, I mean, you could try. So here, I'll share my screen, and we'll see if anybody else can figure this out because I'm kind of at a loss. So hold on, let me share my screen. It shouldn't be particularly difficult. All right, so anybody, feel free to chime in here. Okay, so this is my Saber Sim. We're on FanDuel. Okay. These are my lineup builds. This is my whole thing. Okay. This is what it currently looks like on FanDuel. It has a dummy lineup in 151 entries. Okay. So I want to replace that with this. So what we got to do is here's my.
I noticed something already that I went over this weekend with FavorSim. So you're using the classic view, right?
No, I'm using the regular, like usual. Nothing's
right,
changed.
But okay. So see how there's like, oh, yours has a different thing than mine does. Okay, but it looks the same. Let me just blow my screen up a little bit.
No, so save all. So
yeah.
here's the lineups and here's the entry file, right? So I'm going to download it. Before I even upload it, to replace it, we'll take a look at it and see what it looks like. This certainly looks like
I went over.
Your file is supposed to look like, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you. Okay. Yeah.
And then we upload, and we'll go to the exact file. Let's make sure that we get the right one, and this is the correct one. It's 18, and edit. It says 0 entries, updated successfully, 151 entries failed.
Okay, so this is what I was told. If you have that little wrench thing on which is showing up on your SaberSim, if you go back there, that little wrench. So this, right where it says build, next to the left of build, that should have like a file looking thing. Not that's what it means when it's not working. So I think it's either command. What is it? What is the refresh? But I can send you the link that they sent me just in case it works, because it did work for me, and I've run into it a couple times since then. But here, let me show.
But this is the same thing that is on DraftKings, though. This wrench thing.
Could be. Yeah, I mean, I'm using the classic thing, this is the classic view, as far as I can tell. Yeah, it looks like the classic view. So this is what I did, and that's, if you look at mine has the little notepad type of thing next.
So tell me what to do.
Okay, so I'm trying to find the link for you real quick, but it's juggling screens here. Classes.
Shift F5 should Windows user solver. Let's do that. Let's do that first.
Here, I'm going to copy this link and just let me know if this.
Hang on. Here, there it is. Well, no. FanDuel is having issues with their CSV uploads. We recommend withdrawing entries from FanDuel for upcoming slates. This is different.
What?
Yeah. So I wasn't hallucinating. Okay. So I have an hour to do that.
And your DK is working, right?
DK is fine. I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with Sabres. I knew it was something with FanDuel.
And it's literally that's okay. It's literally, it's like weird.
Entries. It's just for funsies. We'll go to Twitter and see how much FanDuel love is in here.
I don't know that it's general with FanDuel though. Are we sure?
Let's see. Let's see. So they're having issues. So are they having issues, or is it just an issue? So it's an issue with CSVs in general, not just with SaberSim. Well, okay. I guess I will. Let's see something. Let's see how to unreg for everything. How do I withdraw my entries? You got to do it one at a time? Oh God.
I've never figured out the fast way of doing the FanDuel.
There is none.
I don't know.
There is none. Let me just so let me, what if I got time, so I'll deal with that in a little bit. I got to do my hockey things up.
Mm-hmm.
Let me unshare my screen. I don't need this anymore.
They bumped total up a little bit, but not enough.
All right. Well, FanDuel. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and do these. Yeah, I gotta get out of here. I gotta start doing this shit.
All right, do your thing.
All right, I'll talk to you. I'll see you later.
All right, cool, man. Good luck. All right, guys, I'll talk real quickly just about a couple other things. They are updating. I just want to go back to the Podol thing. I think he's being underprojected, but I think I might have been reaching with. I just feel like they just never let him go for the minutes that you want. I still feel like that's a good sneaky play, but I don't understand why the projection isn't better. I understood that they bumped Murray Boyles up, who they like, and I know that that's the one they seem to really bump up, but they really didn't affect Podol at all. And it's like, it's almost making me wonder, did I miss an official like Podol minutes restriction or something like that? Because it doesn't really make sense to me that his minutes wouldn't change at all when you lose the reason why he's losing minutes. I know Podol doesn't play a ton of minutes as that guy in general, but I think 28 should be the number, not 25, which would make him a very viable play. So I got to figure out what to do with that. I'm going to go back to what I said, and I do think that trying to get to at least one of Maxey and Shea, who I feel like are just consistently underprojected, is a good idea. I prefer them over Siakam, but I'm not going to argue with Siakam. Ja is the 8K-ish play that makes some sense to me, although I think SaberSim's a little hot on his projection as a median. Jaylen Brown is the other spend up that I think you're looking at. For value, I would prefer to delay. Obviously, Nurkic looks like the play. Now, I'm not saying he won't end up there now, but I just don't buy that his median projection should be 36 or 37. I think we're reaching. I really do. Not to say that he won't get 36 or 37. I just cannot believe that's his average in this situation. I do think Utah could use the young guys, as was pointed out by chat. I would rather play the Filipowski side of it. I would rather I'll play some Ace Bailey. I'll play some Keontae George. I'll play some probably that's it for me from Utah. Well, I also think they're too low on the SV projection, but I don't think we need it. You know what I mean? But I'm going to lean more towards the Filipowski. It's not anything shocking that playing him, but you are getting this projection on Nurkic, which I just feel like is way too hot for me to roll with on a back-to-back in the year 2025. So that's where I'm at. I wish all you guys luck. I hope you crush it. I'm going to update in the Discord for all site members my exact exposures. We'll get back on track with basketball. I didn't play last night, so haven't really played much. I only played one day out of the last God, I don't even know how many in basketball. I don't even know if I've played since for like a week. So, hey, basketball's been good. Football has not been good to me so far. Not this year, but this season. This year, the football's been amazing because I won the million in January. But since then, it's been kind of ugly. Hopefully, we get basketball back on track tonight, or maybe just keep it on track. I haven't really played. But I like the Maxey thing, and Maxey versus Shea. I think you could have an interesting conversation. I would lean Maxey slightly, but I think that it's totally fine to go Shea. So I am going to try and get those guys into a good portion of my lineups. Good luck to everybody. We'll update my